Codes. So we are into DSA channel now, or basically let's say coding channel. So for coding stuffs, what I have decided is I'll just share it on an overview, like a roadmap, so that it's easy for you guys also to understand what I'm trying and what I'll be doing. So I have decided to divide my channel into 5 playlists. I'll just write down everything so that it becomes easy for you. Just a minute. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, I've decided to divide everything in 5 playlists. Okay, so I'll just tell you what every playlist will have. This will have foundation, the first playlist. Second playlist will have core problem solving. I'll just write down everything, then we'll discuss what it is about. Okay, so these are the 5 playlists I'll be having for now. Later on, we'll have a different playlist for question solving, wherein we'll solve easy, medium, and hard questions daily. So that's further step. First, we'll cover these 3 playlists. Then I'll start that sixth playlist, basically questions wala. So this is a separate thing. First, we'll complete these 3 playlists. So what we'll do, we'll start with the first one now. In this first one, we'll think like I'll make a foundation for you, wherein you'll start thinking like a programmer. Like तुम्हें कैसे सोचना होता है एक code लिखने के लिए. What all you have to do while writing a code. Okay, what all things are there: pointers, sorting, hashing, recursion, how to think, what is time complexity, what is space complexity, what is an algorithm. Everything will be covered in the first playlist. Then comes the second playlist, where we'll just solve some basic kind of questions. Okay, we'll have 10 videos here, and each video will consist of one particular set of pattern or set of question. In that, what I'll do is I'll explain you how to approach a question in that manner, in that particular thing, and then I'll give you some couple of questions in a in my document, which you can solve and you'll understand how to like proceed. So when we'll come to the second playlist, third playlist, and so on, we'll discuss it in details. Data structures. 5 p.m. Data structures, as like discussed. What is data structure? Stack, queues, linked list, disjoint set, priority queue, heap, hash map, and all that. Trees and graphs, it's a vast topic, so I've decided to keep a separate playlist for that. Similarly for DP also, it's a vast topic, so I've decided to keep a separate playlist for that. This is just one part. Now other part is, yes, how to study, what to do. Don't do anything, just follow my steps. What I'll do: watch my videos, make your notes, I'll provide one document. The link for the document is in the description. Also Telegram link is there in my channel. You can join that, where you'll be updated with all the documents, what all is going on, and you can just solve all the questions. You can read, you can understand things. Also in Telegram you have discussions tab. Okay, inside this you can just ask for doubts, and no, nothing else other than studies is acceptable in this discussion tab. Please don't do anything else. I would recommend just come here, ask doubts among the peers, among the other people, other students, or everyone who is there. And after this document is done, there are some questions in this. Okay, just try to solve them without looking into the answers, and just think what is missing in you. And you can ask me in the discussions tab only. You can ask me what all you need going forward. If there's some doubts, if there's some issue you're facing, or something of that sort, you can just ask me anytime. So these are the steps you should be following going forward. Also, I'll recommend you to start LeetCode. You can start right away if you are the beginner, you don't have any foundation or anything. Just make one account on LeetCode. I'll suggest you just wait till the third playlist. After that, you can start solving questions on LeetCode. Also, I'll suggest some questions. I'll make one, what to say, a PDF. I'll share it for the questions which you can solve on daily basis. So this is how you can start studying for the coding. Cool. So let's start. So as the name suggests, okay, just me get into the free space. Yes. So as the name suggests, in this video, we are going to discuss how to think like a programmer, the foundation of DSA. So what happens is most students fail in DSA not because they can't code. They fail because they don't know how to think. So basically, you have to understand that you should not be knowing basically how to code. You should be having an ability to understand how to think. Okay. So what I'll teach you is to the mindset of a programmer, like how they think and what they think, what all are the criterias they think of, not the basic syntax. Like I won't teach you the syntax, how to write them and what is there. I'll write some syntax, I'll write some algorithms as well. Don't deep dive into it, just understand कि मैं जो लिख रहा हूँ वो किस पर्सपेक्टिव से लिख रहा हूँ, मैं तुम्हें क्या समझा रहा हूँ. बेसिकली जैसे मैं अभी एक एग्जांपल लूंगा, उस पर मैं कुछ चीज़ें लिखूंगा, तो वो मैंने क्या सोचा वो तुम्हें समझना है. यू शुड अंडरस्टैंड द थॉट प्रोसेस बिहाइंड एवरीथिंग व्हाट आई एम राइटिंग. You should not be going into the code for now. Code you will be able to write once you understand the steps. So without wasting any further time, I'll just start. So first is, okay, this is so, yes, this is good. So first is what is programming actually? What is programming? So what is programming? As I told you, it is not about writing code. It is about converting thinking into steps. Now, what I mean by thinking into steps, this must be a question inside you or within you. So for making you understand this particular thing, what I'll do, I'll give you an example. Example is make tea. So once you give an input to the computer, what do you say? Make tea. Or do you say you will give some steps, then the computer will understand, okay, these are the steps, so these are the things which I should be following. Or a robot, you can say what a robot will do, it will follow those steps, and then that robot will understand, okay, now this is what is called making a tea. So I'll write down some steps here. So what we do first, so okay, these steps are not completely followed, like there can be some different steps for different people. So just to give an overview or an idea, I'm just writing it down. Take kettle, add water, switch on. Switch on is basically जैसे चूल्हा जलाना, या तुम इन किसी और चीज़ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस बना रहे हो तो just switch on that device. Add tea leaves, add sugar, boil, pour. Steps, these are the steps. Okay, this is known as algorithm also. So what is an algorithm? Algorithm is nothing but writing down steps. अब ये स्टेप्स लिखने में ना हमें एक एक चीज का ध्यान रखना होता है. विच व्हाट आई मीन बाय सेइंग एक एक चीज का ध्यान रखना होता है इज दैट यू हैव टू थिंक ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी बॉर्डर केस. Like, you should not be missing anything. If else, this is the major part in this. Like, just think, if something happens in a good way, it can happen in a wrong way also. So what happens if it happens in a good way? What will be your outcome? If it happens in a bad way, what will be your outcome? You should be thinking of all the possibilities and you should be writing it down in steps. That is known as algorithm. Clear? So this is how a programmer should think of. He should think like, for making tea, I'll have to follow these 7 steps. Again, these 7 steps are not hard coded things that you have to follow these 7. For some people, they don't like adding sugar, they'll have some sugarless tea, so they can skip that step, or they can use like add sugar first, add tea leaves the next, or whatsoever they wish. But the basic idea is you have to follow steps, then you'll understand how you'll be getting tea. So this is what we do in coding as well. What we do is हम पहले स्टेप्स लिखेंगे, उन स्टेप्स को फॉलो करने के बाद हम जो चीज़ के आउटकम पे आते हैं उसको कोड कहते हैं. पहले स्टेप्स लिखना है, स्टेप्स लिख दिए, स्टेप्स को हम एल्गोरिथम कहते हैं, वो स्टेप्स को फॉलो करना है हमें कोड लिखते टाइम. सो it will make your code a good fruitful thing which will give you a proper output without any form of errors. Cool hai? So let's go further. Next is how a problem looks for beginners versus programmers. So this is beginner and this is programmer. Okay, so let me take a problem which is find sum of numbers from 1 to n. What a beginner person will think, he'll think यार सम निकालना है 1 से n के बीच का, मैथ्स का क्वेश्चन है, फाइंडिंग अ सम ऑफ n नेचुरल नंबर्स फ्रॉम स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1. तो 1 से लिखा है तो इट इज नेचुरल नंबर ओनली. तो व्हाट वील डू, n प्लस 1 by 2. दिस इज व्हाट अ पर्सन विल थिंक कि फॉर्मूला क्या है, करेक्ट. बट नहीं, आई विल से नो. अ प्रोग्रामर व्हाट he'll think, you just have to understand what is the mindset of people. He'll think ki what is happening, why is it happening, why is it happening, where is it happening. So why, what, where, ये वाले जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं ना वो एक प्रोग्रामर के दिमाग में आएगा. अब जैसे मान के चलो you have 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So यहाँ पे what we are doing, we are adding the terms 1 plus 2, it is added 3, then it becomes 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. This is added, this becomes 6, 6 plus 4 plus 5. This is added, this becomes 10 plus 5. तो एक बार में हम एक पहले दो नंबर्स को ऐड करते जा रहे हैं. दिस यू आर गेटिंग, वी आर एडिंग वन नंबर एट ए टाइम. सो दिस इज हाउ अ प्रोग्रामर विल थिंक. सो जब वो प्रोग्राम में कोड करेगा तो उसका पहला पार्ट होगा एल्गोरिथम समझना. तो एल्गोरिथम में लिख के आपको समझा रहा हूँ. फॉर एल्गोरिथम आई हैव अ सेपरेट वीडियो एज वेल, तो डोंट वरी ऑन दैट. अभी यू जस्ट हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द प्रोसेस, लाइक हाउ यू हैव टू थिंक. Because once you build your thinking in that manner, everything becomes easy for you. So algorithm, how it will look like, I'll just write down, then I'll explain. I'll just change the color and I'll explain you now. सो पहले हमने क्या किया, एक सम वेरिएबल लिया, उसको जीरो डिक्लेयर कर दिया, क्योंकि व्हाट वी कैन से जीरो प्लस वन इज वन, जीरो प्लस टू इज टू, तो जो भी हम जीरो में ऐड करेंगे वही आउटपुट होगा। सो हमने उसको जीरो डिक्लेयर कर दिया। नाउ फॉर ईच नंबर, इसी केस सिनेरियो में बता रहा हूं मैं, फॉर ईच नंबर फ्रॉम 1 to n, ठीक है, एड टू सम। अभी सम क्या है, पहला स्टेप, पहला स्टेप जब हो रहा है, मैं 1 2 3 4 ऐसे लिखूंगा, दीज आर द स्टेप्स, ओके। सो पहले स्टेप में क्या हो रहा है, सम इज जीरो, फिर मैंने पहला नंबर लिया, दिस इज वन, ईच नंबर लिखा है तो पहला नंबर लिया, इट इज एडेड टू सम, ये वाला स्टेप। सो नाउ सम बिकम्स वन, ठीक है, जीरो प्लस वन, ये वन हो गया, पहले दो नंबर ऐड हुए। देन द सेकेंड स्टेप विल कम, यहाँ पे वी हैव सम एज वन, बिकॉज ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे सम वन आ गया था। सो दिस स्टेप विल बी फॉलोड टिल द टाइम ऑल द नंबर्स इन द सेट आर टेकन, मतलब ये तब तक फॉलो होगा जब तक 1 2 3 4 5 ये सारे नंबर्स ये प्रोसेस ना कर ले, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे सम वन है, देन इट विल टेक टू, द सम विल बिकम वन प्लस टू इज थ्री। Similarly, for after following 4 5 and all the steps, we'll get some answer which is 15. I hope you got this what I am explaining. So the overall final thing for this is, we always convert English was this thing, the problem statement, into steps, and then this we write in form of code. If you understand this thing, you are good to go. This steps is called algorithm only. Chalo, let's go to the third part. Third is pattern thinking. What is pattern and what way you can approach it? Like I ask you a question, count how many even numbers are in an array. The first question which should come in your mind is, what is even? What is an array? I haven't told you anything about an array. Even though you know it should be divisible by 2, remainder should be 0. This you know. What is an array? Array is nothing. Just for now you can think of a bucket where it stores various numbers. Okay, for now array is something vast. I'll explain it when we'll come to that. So I'm just telling you for that what it should be your thought process, what you should be thinking. So when someone asks you to write a code, what should be the first thing? Like I ask you to write a code for this, count how many even numbers are there in an array. तो तुम्हारा पहला काम होगा, you should question yourself what is an even number and what is an array. उसके बाद उसको आंसर करोगे, then you will come to writing the steps. So steps will be, okay, it's not working. Okay. Again I'll explain you this what it is. तो यहाँ पे I have considered one variable as 0, क्योंकि we are counting something and counting starts from 0 itself, and 0 plus some input will be the same, will give the output as the same input. Like 0 plus 1 is 1, 0 plus 2 is 2, 0 plus 3 is 3, in same manner. Just a minute, I'll be back. Yeah, so I was explaining this. So just imagine we have some numbers, set of numbers, 1 2 3 4. So for every number in this set, if number is divisible by 2 and which gives remainder as 0, increase count की value. Let's check for 1. It gives remainder as 1. Count की value, I'm saying count as C, okay? Count as C here. So count की value remains 0. For 2, remainder is 0. So count की value becomes 1. Because it is divisible by this, so we have to increase count की value by 1. So यहाँ count becomes 1. यहाँ again count becomes remainder is 1. So count is 1 itself क्योंकि यहाँ पे already it was 1. Now we come to this, here count becomes 2. I hope you got this. So this is how your thought process should be. And also this is a basic thing, a basic idea on how DSA problem is solved. We have to just break it down, break every problem down in steps. If you can do that, you can do everything, legit everything. Now comes the next part, which is brute force versus smart thinking. So in this, I have a problem, okay? Find largest number in an array. अब तुम इसमें क्या सोचोगे for the brute force thing? कि compare करते हैं. Let's say I have 4 numbers 1 2 4 3. Compare करते हैं सबको आपस में, and then we'll come to the conclusion that 4 is the highest. But what I'll suggest is this is not the right way, because you have 4 numbers right now. There might be scenarios you have millions of numbers. What you'll do in that case, when you have millions of numbers, you won't be manually doing it. You should have some like code or something which can do it for you. So here comes the smart thinkers or the programmers, how they'll do it. What they'll do, they'll just say largest. I'll just write down everything, then I'll explain. So in this, I have this set, okay, 1 2 4 3. Let me take some space. Yes. So what I have done, another color, I have taken largest as the first element. So let me assume this as largest. Now for each element, now we'll go forward. This is current for now. Okay. Now we'll check whether current is greater than largest. Current is greater than largest. Yes, it is. So this will become now largest, and now this becomes current. Now again we'll check whether current is greater than largest. Yes, it is. This becomes largest. This becomes current. Current is greater than largest? No. Here it is no. So largest remains 4. Okay. Now inside this we have something called complexities. This complexity is again of 2 types, space, time. This I'll have a separate video for this. Okay, separate video where I'll explain you everything on space complexity and time complexity. So because I don't think explaining it in this video will make any sense. I can explain it, but it will complicate things for you. So better I'll have a separate video only. Then I have the other thing as golden rules. if you can master these rules, if you can follow these rules, you can write any sort of code. So first is understand input, other is understand output. Okay, I'll just write only. Then comes break into steps. Then comes find pattern. Then comes optimization. Then coding. These are to be followed in sequence. Okay, so what you have to do, I've given you some question. Okay, so you have to first understand the input, then understand the output which that input will give. Then we have to write the algorithm in third part. Here break into steps means writing down the algorithm. You have to find the pattern in this. If some pattern is followed, just you can use the loops there. What is this, what is that, I'll explain in later videos. This optimization you will understand after I explain complexities. Then code is anyways code लिखना. तो अभी के लिए तुम्हें ये तीन चीज़ें समझ आनी चाहिए जो मैंने ऊपर समझाया. In further videos I'll explain complexities, algorithm, ठीक है. Once these two things are done, you'll be able to understand all these things till here, till optimization. Okay, so don't worry, this was just to make you understand how to process, how to think. Okay, so what I'll say is, from today onwards, if you are seriously interested in programming, from today onwards you don't say I can't solve this. Don't say this. Say I haven't broken it into steps yet. This is the difference between non-programmers and programmers. If you just make your thinking in this pattern, you can crack any sort of codes, you can understand the patterns, you can understand the algorithms. If not, you cannot. If you're not able to write the code, at least you'll be able to understand the algorithm, you can work around, and you will be able to write the code at the end of the day. Okay, then this is what I had in this video. Also, I will attach the document in description. I will provide the document in Telegram. फिर से कह रहा हूँ, do solve that document. Without solving the document, don't move to the further videos. It will not be of any use if you don't solve those. So ending the video here. Meet you in the second video. Thank you guys.